Components of social psychology. There are three primary components of social psychology: social thinking, social influence, and social behavior. We are going to take a look at a couple of different examples that demonstrate what each component means as it is applied in social psychology. The first component is social thinking. Social thinking on its own has to do with perception, how we perceive ourselves and others. Perception is our interpretation of something that is going on in the relational context between people. In context, so I'm a regional director. If I have an individual on my team that is absent at least 1 to 2 days a week, my perception of their excessive absenteeism could be that the employee is suffering from an illness, could be that they are lazy, or that they are disengaged in their work. My perception of what is going on with that employee demonstrates social thinking. The second component is social influence. Social influence is the intentional or unintentional change in someone's behavior that is the direct result of either their environment or their peers. For example, if you have ever sat in a classroom in which the teacher poses a question and a few people raise their hand and they all start blurting out their answers, and all of their answers were different than what you were thinking. And then the teacher calls on you, and instead of stating your answer, you go with what the others stated. That demonstrates social influence. The fact that the others had a different answer than yours demonstrates that they influenced you to change your behavior at the last minute. The third component is social behavior. Social behavior is the actual behavior or behavioral pattern that was changed or is changing, and it always has a goal or maybe even an ulterior motive attached to it. For example, in the first scenario with the employee that demonstrated excessive absenteeism, remove the director from the scene. Let's only look at the act of being absent. The employee must have an intrinsic or an extrinsic motivation that is driving them to call out at least a couple times a week. If they are really sick, that illness is driving them to change their behavior, their workplace behavior. If they're simply lazy, then the employee must be lacking an intrinsic motivation to really complete their job. They're lacking that meaning in their work. Their laziness could be attributed to an ulterior motive that they want to get fired so that they can perhaps collect unemployment, maybe not have to work, go have some time to find another job. Or if the employee is simply disengaged in their work, there could definitely be something else going on, such as another social influence that is putting them in that state of disengagement. This could be workplace bullying or even sexual harassment. Each one of these components have many additional sub-areas that continue to break down the overall concept. Hopefully some of these definitions helped offer a little bit more context and substance into these topics.